Hello, everybody. Welcome to the August edition of the Canyon Country Advisory Committee. As normal, we'll start off with our flag salute, some announcements. And Jeffrey Paul is supposed to be here to talk about the Newhall Crossing project, and hopefully he will arrive. But we do have wildfires and insurance standing by. And you know what? That'll just give them all the more time if they don't come out, if they don't show up. Then Jeff Albert's supposed to be here to talk about providing senior housing referrals. And Dr. Dorio we're supposed to find here to talk about putting grandma in a nursing home and whether that's the right thing to do. So we'll just continue on, and then I'm going to sum it up by talking about Canyon Country's monstrosity on the mountain, which is those solar panels that are on the hill by Camp Plenty on Soledad Canyon Road. Then our version of public participation, which is the first 5 people that want to speak for 1 minute, the next meeting preview, and then we'll adjourn promptly at 9 o'clock. So as always, I go through and I look for, before the meeting, for somebody or something that happened that was extraordinary, that shows the kind of resolve that we have around the world. And I found 2 situations that are very different. The first situation is a man named Corporal Jason Dunham. And Jason Dunham, a Marine, was having conversations with his fellow Marines at one point. And I didn't realize they did this, but they were actually discussing what would happen if a grenade fell in front of them and how they would handle it. So one would think that it would all be spontaneous, but they actually do discuss those kinds of things. And the corporal was saying that he thought that probably the best thing to do was to take his Kevlar helmet, bump it over the top of the grenade, and then jump on top of it. And that's what he thought would be the least amount of damage. Well, it just happened that I believe this was in Iraq. They had drug an insurgent out of his vehicle at a stop, and a grenade dropped right there in front of him. And he warned his other comrades of what was going on, took his Kevlar vest, threw it over the top of the grenade, and then jumped on top of it, and the grenade went off. And it blew him up into the air. Well, unfortunately, he did sustain injuries that eventually took his life. But it was just amazing to me that these kind of gentlemen not only realize the kind of harm's way that they're facing, but actually discuss it first. Just totally different from that are these 2 guys, Mr. Dillard and Mr. Williams, who just happened to be out of their house and looked across the street. And when they looked across the street, they saw smoke coming out of the building across the way. So here, this is totally unplanned. They were very spontaneous. They jumped over to the other side of the street, broke the front door down to find the residents scrambling around the house trying to figure out what they were going to take with them. And instead, these 2 gentlemen sat there and ushered them out of the house and saved them. And it was just amazing because it was just spontaneous. They did the right thing. They helped their neighbors. And when there was discussions about whether or not they were, what's the matter? Huh? Can't hear you. Oh, okay. So when there were discussions about turn the amp up, not that. So when there was the discussions about what they had done, is that better? Not yet. Okay. There we go. Anyway, so it just proves that there are heroes all around us, and you can never tell when you're going to be in that kind of a situation. And so with that, Judy, would you lead us in the pledge? I'll take care of it when I get over there. I'll take it.
Hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. No. You know, I don't really have a whole bunch of new announcements this month. I have to apologize. Normally, I am very conscientious about making phone calls, making sure all our speakers are going to be here, going out and finding announcements. But this particular month, I was a little preoccupied when my wife had her knee replacement surgery. And for some strange reason, that caused me to have to drive her around and make sure that she got a lot of things that she was unable to do for herself. So I hope you'll forgive me for this 1 month. But I did take the announcement I blocked out where we are. We do have a bunch of stuff on the Hearts event calendar so that you can know what's happening at the park in Newhall. Remember that I will send this is an eye chart, and I will send this out in PDF along with the links so that you will know exactly what's happening. But their big event, the powwow, on Saturday, October the 5th and October the 6th is going to take place. And I didn't have anything up there, and you know that great rubber ducky event is coming up also on the 13th on Saturday the 13th. And I'll have a bunch of information about that next month, because we all have to adopt one of those ducks that are out there training, getting ready to win the race and win you some money. And I left the Department of Health access information up, again, sending it out to everybody on PDF, in a PDF file when I send out the video links. So you can know who to call no matter what seems to be going wrong.